Hey everybody, David the AI Guide here, and happy Tuesday. We just finished all of our industry segments. We talked about a lot of industries. We talked about transportation, about manufacturing, about 3D printing, but all having to do with artificial intelligence. And before we get into current events, which we will now start next time, I wanted to just mention one thing that's pretty important. So the whole reason I started this, as you know, if you've seen my Why Am I Doing This videos, I've done 2 of them. This is the 3rd, is so that people in high school, college, and 20s will know what's coming. Because what's coming is going to profoundly change the world that you will live and work in. And it will be driven by artificial intelligence, and that'll be expressed in a lot of different ways. But in general, there are certain jobs that are going to disappear, and new jobs will be created that don't even exist yet, or specialties of existing jobs are going to take off. So there's going to be a huge period of change upcoming. But in order to be successful in your life, it's not just knowing about artificial intelligence. And I wanted to mention one other thing to you today, and I'll do a couple other videos to mention what are the critical skills that you need to be successful in life no matter what you do. Certainly, in my opinion, knowing about artificial intelligence is one of those skills. Understanding what it is, where it's going, and what its impact is going to be so you don't get hit by a train that you didn't see coming. But another very critical skill that you need to be successful in life, first and foremost, but at work also, is people skills, right? And they don't really talk about this in school too much. I did quite a bit of schooling, including grad school, and not one single time did they talk about what I'm about to talk to you about. So fairly recently, I read a book, and this book was about people's personalities. Now, there's a bunch of different models about that, right? A lot of you have heard about the Myers-Briggs test, which is a personality profile. Tai Lopez has one. If you're in some of his programs, it's very cool. But there's others as well. And then there's basic methodologies for reading personalities. And reading personalities is critical. Why? Because you need to understand the people you live with, your family, your friends, and you especially need to understand the people you work with, whether it's your boss, and most especially your boss, but also all of the people who are your peers, and if you're in a huge corporation, all the people all the way up and down the food chain. So this book that I just read is a very interesting model of understanding people's personalities that I never knew anything about until recently. And the book is about the Enneagram, which posits that basically there's 9 different personality types. So for me, I'm a type 1, but there's 9 different types, and understanding what drives and motivates and what the strengths and weaknesses are of each of these personality types can be very beneficial to you in your life and your career, and in having a happy marriage, and many, many things. So I wanted to mention this because this is a very, very critical skill that you got to have to be successful in life. And I'm going to show you this book I just read, not because it's the only book, but I thought it was really good and really nailed it. Like, when I read certain personality types, I recognized each of my kids, and I recognized other people in my life, my nuclear family and stuff, and that was really enlightening and taught me a lot about what's important to them. And understanding what is important to other people can be hugely beneficial to you in your life. So this is the book. It's called The Road Back to You. Road Back to You. And it's by Ian Morgan Cron and Suzanne Stabile. And once I read this book, there was a person that I was having misunderstandings with, and this person was an important person in my life. And once I read what their personality was about and read the critical thing that upsets them and stopped doing it, it dramatically improved my relationship with this person. So whether you read this book or not, I'm not advocating this book in particular, but I am advocating as essential to your well-being, learning to read people, learning about personality types, learning how different personality types interact, because this can really, really positively impact your life. And like I said, in terms of critical skills, beyond knowing about what's happening in technology generally and AI specifically and the impact on your life that is going to be huge, but also how to read people, how to work with people, how to make in a group the different personality types flourish. Great skill, but there's other skills. And we're going to talk about those too. From time to time, I'm going to mention a book I've read recently, because the more you read, the better off you'll be. So I know in school, you did a lot of reading, right? But it was a lot of reading you didn't necessarily want to do. There's many things that you had to learn as required elements of the curriculum in high school and in college, but you didn't necessarily want to learn those. Some you did, some you didn't. But when you finish college, it's not like, okay, I don't have to read anymore. Oh, no. No, because the world is changing so fast now, it's insane. In fact, we've talked in a bunch of my videos about exponential growth and exponential curves and converging technologies. And all of that, put very simply, means the world is going to change going forward faster than it ever has since humans started evolving. So, and it's going to keep getting faster and faster and faster and faster. So in order to deal with this, one of the best coping mechanisms is continuing to read. So I encourage you all to keep reading. I encourage you to read specifically about personality types. And I hope that you continue on the journey that we're on together to learn about AI and then how it's going to impact you. And I promise next time we're going to do a current event in AI. We're going to talk about something that's going on right now today with AI and technology and the impact that it's having on society and the world at large. So I'll see you on Saturday and we'll do that, and have a good rest of the week.